What does Stonewall mean to me? It's a place where we began. It was 1969. I had been in New York for 6 weeks from Philly. Everybody was fighting. It was the counterculture 1960s. Women were fighting for their rights. Blacks were fighting for their rights. Latinos were fighting for their rights. Bars for the gay community were illegal. If this was a legal bar having homosexuals in it, they could lose their liquor license. Christopher Street and Stonewall were an every night occurrence. We would come in, and this was our safe place. At least we thought it was safe. That night was different than any other night. I was standing approximately back here, which was the dance floor at that time, and the lights blinked. And I asked a friend, why are the lights blinking? And he said, oh, just another raid. Because in those days, police would come in, take money, and leave. They barged to the front door. They started busting up the bar. They started throwing bottles around, slammed people up against the wall. For a kid, 18 years old from Philly, it was pretty frightening. I'd never been in a raid before. I'd never been accosted before. I was scared. But when we got outside, I think that fright turned into anger somehow. And it's like, why are we being treated like this? I don't understand it. Outside the bar, when all this hectic activity was going on, all of a sudden, my friend Marty Robinson came up to me. And Marty sort of knew what he was doing and wanted to fight and change how society felt about us. And I didn't know specifically what I could do or what I could add. But then he gave me a piece of chalk and instructed me, go up and down the street, write tomorrow night Stonewall. It made me an activist. And I didn't even know what an activist was. But I realized that I wanted to fight for our community and I didn't want to be invisible anymore. From there, we organized a march from Washington Square to Stonewall on July 27th. And then almost every single night after that, we were on Christopher Street handing out leaflets. Leaflets might have been for, these are your legal rights. These are places you can go if you have medical needs. These are times when we'll be meeting to organize another demonstration or to fight City Hall or to demonstrate against the police or to demonstrate against the media. We were constant. We wouldn't let go. And it was every single day. And it worked, not only here in New York, but also Los Angeles, San Francisco, and other cities. We created a community and a movement that had never existed before. Being part of the national park system is something that I could have never dreamed at when I was 18 years old. And today, it embraces us.
Our organization, National Parks Conservation Association, has long fought for inclusion and for expanding the narratives of the stories that are told through the National Park Service. I want to make sure that people recognize this site as a unit of the National Park Service. It's nationally significant. This is a movement that began here, but reverberated throughout the generations, throughout the globe, and it began right in this very spot.
I never expected that would be part and parcel of how we would change America to some extent. And I think it really surprises me how any one person can make change by a little step. Walking in here for the first time and seeing the exhibit up on the wall, and as I go through it and walk through it, these are my friends. These are people I feel I grew up with and learned a great deal from. They're the pioneers of our community who believed that there was something out there where we could be visible and live a life like your neighbor next door. Wasn't too much to ask for, we thought, but we had to fight for that. I hope this will be a place where people can feel proud of who they are and what their community is. I also think it would be great for next generation to come here where they can start dreaming about a future and how they can utilize what we might have done to get them to this point.